Good morning, I'm Lynn, and here's what's happening at Utopia Farms today.
It wouldn't clump up like that if it didn't have protein. So I'll have to look into that to see what's going on. Looks like a factory fault on that tire. I've never seen a tire do that before. I think I have it on right. Probably after 45 years, something's gonna break.
This is what I'm making for dinner.
So she's got her head in there and she can't get out.
Let's get started.
So we're feeding wrap bales right now. Fresh hay that was made, let's see now. Today is 1st of August, July. So these bales are probably 5 weeks old. I know online they say 8 weeks. I never got that because they told me in 21 days it would be fine. And I'm looking at this right now. It smells extremely good. It's only 5 weeks old. No heat to it at all. And it's cured right down. I don't know where I'm not sure where the 8 weeks come in play. Because we tested the feed heavily in the dairy cows. And they said after 21 days it'll be fine. But that's what we're feeding. I would have liked to have this off a little bit earlier. It has a little coarseness to it, but if you go inside, it's actually quite soft. Alfalfa can get a little stemmy, eh? But we're going to feed this bale right now to these Dorsets in the barn. And like I say, yeah, it's 5 weeks old and it's cured right down. So we're going to feed it, see what happens. So I just rolled that bale out. There's about a quarter of it left back there that I'll roll back tonight. And honestly, it's 5 weeks old. The bale's ice cold. Like there's no heat at all in the bale. 5 weeks it's been wrapped, and the sheep love it. This bale had actually a lot of alfalfa in it, and I was talking about these poor sheep the other day, but I've been feeding them quite hard for a week, two and a half weeks, and you can see now they've actually changed. So the bellies are all full now, and they put weight on, and you can see they're not quite as hungry as they were. So I would say, on my theory, is this is a critical time now where you can get sick sheep if you gorge them too much. So I'm just going to watch and see how they react to the feed. But they've definitely changed, and they're well on their way of getting better. Putting the weight back on, but like I said, the animal will tell you what's wrong with the hay, and they love that hay. And it's only been wrapped for 5 weeks, ice cold, so I'm going to keep going. And they're going to eat all day this hay. And tonight we'll just take the half a bale and roll it back out. They'll have fresh hay again tonight. And tomorrow morning, any stems that are left, we'll just throw out and give them a new bale. Because we got lots of hay, so. But yeah, so now, I'm like I say, if you feed the sheep too hard, they're going to get some sick ones. So now I'll just watch out how I'm feeding them. I'll just monitor them every day. Come on, Benny. You don't belong in there, eh? Come on. Attaboy. See, that is the manure right there. So there's all your pellets. But you see how that manure there has become a little clumpy? So that's a sign, tells me that they're getting lots of protein. It wouldn't clump up like that if it didn't have protein. And I see that in the manure, so they're rebounding quite quick.
Arnie went to pick up the part for his tractor finally, the cylinder. And of course, he had to get another tire for his wagon because it popped when he was doing hay the other day. And on the way home, we got stuck at the locks again. So I thought I'd just walk over and have a look at what's going on here to see how the other side lives. Doesn't that look beautiful? So they just let a bunch of boats through here, and they're just closing the bridge. And Arnie's just starting up, and we'll meet on the other side. I think I can climb up here now. This always makes me dizzy walking up on this lock. There goes Arnie.
So we had a hot and muggy today. The air doesn't feel very fresh. Took Lynn out for lunch. I might should tell you where we went. I took her to Wendy's and we had the spicy chicken burger. That's our favorite. So we had lunch at Wendy's. Went and picked up some of my parts, get my tractor back running. So I did notice when I was wrapping hay, there's a spot of oil on the ground. I didn't understand where it was coming from. So I was just looking at it. There's a spot right there. And I was just looking at it. And there's an oil pump, kind of dirty, probably should be washed off. And this is right here is the return line on that oil pump. And I'm thinking there is a reservoir right up there. It come off that reservoir. So I'll have to look into that to see what's going on. That should be an easy fix. So just maintenance on the older stuff, which isn't too bad if you can do it yourself. So went to town today. Remember the other day I had a flat tire. So there's a tire. I'm thinking there's nothing wrong with the wagon, but I'm thinking there was something wrong with the tire. So as you notice, the tires didn't wear at all here. It only wore in one spot. And then beside the tire, it didn't wear at all either. So I'm thinking that looks like a factory fault on that tire. I've never seen a tire do that before. I'm hoping it's a factory fault, not something wrong with the wagon. But we'll find out. Bought a new tire today. $200. I remember at one time I used to buy them for 80 bucks. So I'm going to get that fixed myself. I bought a new tube for it. We'll put a tube in it. And that's my spare tire. And I got my cylinder back. They put a new seal at the end, and they put a new seal at that end there, I guess. And they painted it for me. They got their company logo on it. Green Tractor didn't do that job. Our company in town did it. Pretty happy with the service. Did a good job. Took a little longer than I thought. The seals come out of the USA, which, well, the oil running out there. I want that. So, I'm going to see if I can get that on my tractor today and get that fixed. And I'll show you how that goes along when we get it on there. There. Got it on. I think I have it on right. It's not leaking. So I think that's fixed. When the tractor's on level ground, I'll check the hydraulic fluid to see how much fluid I lost. Didn't dripped a little bit there, but not too much. So I'm going to do next day or two, I'll just see if there's any leaks in it. So that's fixed. Yeah, that seal was very pricey. Very pricey. Yeah, I don't understand that, but he said the seal came out of the States. So, anyways, that's fixed. Got this is the return oil line for the hydraulic pump. It's got a leak in it too. I'm going to see if I can shorten that up and get that repaired. And I'm thinking right now, for a few minutes, I'm going to try to repair this line because it's dripping. And I can feel it up there with where the spot is, but that's not very friendly. And I should pressure wash that pump off and get that cleaned up a little bit. So I'm going to work on that right now for a few minutes. So that little line that broke, the end of the holes just split. Probably after 45 years, something's going to break. So I just got that back on there. It's just to return the oil line back into the reserve. I'm not going to wash it up today, but this is definitely going to be washed up because I'm thinking if that pump has that much dirt on it, it's probably not staying cool. Probably should be cleaned. And I noticed the oil cooler for the hydraulic oil is pretty filled up too. So I'm not going to do it today, but I'm going to pressure wash that all out. Got that fixed. So that was a leak. I thought, I actually seen when I was wrapping hay, I thought the wrapper was leaking on the bottom of the wrapper. But it was actually the tractor doing it, so.
Okay, I am not a cook, but so many people ask to see what I'm making for dinner, so sorry guys, this is what I'm making for dinner. I'm preparing roast vegetables. The peppers and the zucchini are from our own garden. I've yet to cut up the tomatoes. I've added spices, a whole mix of different herbs and spices in here. I've got the cherry tomatoes that I'll be cutting in half, and then I'll be sprinkling it with feta cheese as well, and then we'll coat it with olive oil and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. That will go in, and that will be the vegetable portion of the meal. Oh, I'm gonna add some mushrooms as well. For the actual meal, we're gonna have, if I can get this out of here, Atlantic salmon is going to be on the agenda. We're just going to season that with salt and pepper. That's it. And I got some fresh blueberries and made a maple crumble for on top. It's just oats, brown sugar, butter, flour, and I've mixed in a little bit of maple syrup. And we'll get that all put together and get it in the oven, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, everything is prepped now. Arnie's out putting the new part on his tractor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the dessert cooking so that it has time to cool, so it'll be ready to chow down on once we finished eating dinner. And I'm also gonna put the vegetables in at the same time. So because it's really piled in, the roast vegetables take a little longer, but I've got everything in here now, all the ingredients. I will cook this for about an hour in the oven at 350. And for the last 10 minutes, I'm going to add the grape tomatoes. I said cherry tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes, but these are grape. They're a little bit bigger, so I like those. That's the extra virgin olive oil and the balsamic vinegar I drizzled over the vegetables. And at the same time as the tomatoes go on, I also add the feta cheese. It's the crumbled feta cheese that I can just sprinkle on top. The salmon is all spiced and ready to go. Oh, there goes my oven beeper. It's ready to put in the oven now. This is going to go in the fridge until about the last 20 minutes, and then that will go in the oven too. It's just sea salt and black peppercorns on the salmon. I find that's all salmon really needs. And like I say, the blueberry crumble, it's going to go in now. So let's get all this put in the oven. I'm going to set the timer just for half an hour. That way I can come check on it to see how it's doing, and I'll make a decision if it needs more time or if I should start adding this stuff then. Like I say, this is going to go in the fridge for now. Because we don't want anything spoiling. And so while that's cooking, I've made myself some green tea with lemon, and I've just discovered a new YouTube channel, a guy who does some kayaking and hiking all on his own in the wilderness, called Easy Adventures. I'm going to go have my tea and watch that and dream of life traveling again, and we'll come check on the dinner in 30 minutes. Okay, it's out of the oven and plated. I think I've videotaped this meal before. You only have so many meals, right? But we're gonna serve it up. Arnie's sitting here drooling. Is that your stomach?
Cool.
Okay, and we'll have well, do you want to take a bite now and see what it's like?
Oh, Lynn, it's extremely good. I already took a bite of yours.
Well, dinner got devoured and Arnie's out to do night chores. So I guess especially the blueberry crumble was a hit.
Extremely hot out tonight. and the air is just thick with something. High humidity, and I swear I can smell smoke in the air. So this is why we check sheep. So what do you think this is? What is that? Max, come on. Come on, Max. What are you doing, buddy? This is why we check sheep. But I'm thinking we're going to leave this sheep out here tonight, and we're going to see if we have any coyotes. Buddy, what are you doing? Bud? What were you doing? So she's got her head in there, and she can't get out. Or doesn't want to get out. I don't know what it is. So what do you say? We're going to give it a go? Hey, Bob? Come on. Well, I think the wool's not helping any. I think the wool is getting a little hot there. Hey, Bob. Easy, easy. Easy. Oh, mosquito. I'm trying to get a sheep out, and I got a mosquito on my head. Jeez. I'm going to put this camera up for a second. I got her out. Not a drop of wind. Every day goes by with hardly a drop of wind, just stagnant air. Yeah. And you have no clue, the sweat is just pouring off my face right now. So, lock these guys up for tonight.
Well, that was a scorcher today. Arnie got his parts back for the tractor and the new tires, so he was able to get all that fixed so that everything's up and running officially now again. But that's basically all we did today because it is so hot, humid, and the air, I swear, all day it's kind of looked smoky. Like I don't smell any smoke, but it looks smoggy. It's not the fresh country air that you imagine. So I know in the States it's been in the 100 degrees, and Canada, I'm telling you, we're hitting that too with the humidity. It's just been nasty weather. So to keep the stress off ourselves and off the sheep, we've been doing the bare minimal because nobody wants to be sweating and struggling breathing in this type of weather. So thanks for joining us. Stay cool, everyone. It's a long weekend. Hopefully a lot of you are at cottages and jumping in the water and will think of me. Bye for now.